Hey everyone, welcome to Queued Up, the podcast. We pull back the curtain on all things in the music industry. I'm Nikki Wishart, the host, and I'll be talking to guests about their life, their stories, and how they got to where they are, as well as chatting with my co-host Kim.
Hi.
About some of the trends in the industry. We hope you enjoy. Well, hi Kim. Welcome to the first episode of Queued Up. This is very exciting. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
That's okay. I think today we're going to break it down into a little bit about me, and that's why you're here, to ask me a few questions about my history, how I got here, and a bit of an introduction for all the listeners and the viewers.
Yes. I'm very excited to be here today. So, Nikki, to kick it off, tell us a bit more about your music curator life, from music to music curator.
Oh my goodness, where do I start? I mean, I've been in music since such a young age, which I feel like everyone in the music industry is like. I've been involved in music for my entire life. Personally, my journey as a musician started when I was in year 3, I'd like to say. My parents had signed me up for piano lessons. And I was like, piano's cool, but it's not that cool. And at my school,
piano is cool. For all the pianists listening.
Now I look at it, I'm like, I should have stuck with piano lessons. But we had this form we had to fill in to say which instrument we want to learn. My parents had put piano. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to cross it out and put voice. And from then it was like I fell in love with singing lessons. I was obsessed with it. I'd dream about being Taylor Swift when I was younger.
Don't we all?
Oh,
well, maybe not me. Maybe if I had the pipes for it. You have the pipes for it.
I was just obsessed with it. Like I'd be that person that they'd roll out to sing at school assemblies. They'd be like, here she is again, singing another song that
you'll see this theme a lot with Nikki.
What?
You're just everywhere doing everything. She's always doing the most.
Oh yeah. I feel like I can't stop myself. It's just an innate trait within me to just do the most constantly.
Do the most. Yeah.
Always be doing 10 things at once. I feel like that's when I'm my most productive. That obviously sparked my passion, and just throughout all of my life, it's been something that I've wanted to do. I used to post like covers on my Facebook page of original songs I had made that no one shall ever see because they were not good. And then from there, obviously just honed that craft of songwriting, went into the music industry, was releasing stuff under my own name, and really just got an insight into what it was all about. And it wasn't until 2023 that I got this position as a music curator. In between that, I had been working in social media, where I think I had passion for, but I didn't have the passion that I have for music. So then finding this role where I can combine talking about music all day, but then also talking to brands and understanding their marketing teams and their strategies and combining those two things, it was the perfect fit. I feel like anyone that has a job in the music industry doesn't have a straightforward path. It's always one random thing leads to another. For me, I've always loved music. I've always been wanting to be in the music industry, but I had no idea where to get started. It's funny enough, I always tell people this story that when I was first looking for a music producer, I had no idea where to look. And I ended up going to this 30th birthday party with one of my friends. He was like, come along with me. I don't have anyone to come with me. I'm like, oh, this is a little weird.
How old were you at the time?
I was like 18. And I was like, oh, okay. It was out in like a suburb that was an hour and a half away. I was like, oh, do I really want to go to this? And at this birthday party, I met this guy and he was like, oh, I'm a music producer. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'm looking for someone to produce music for me. And he was like, oh, well, I'm not the right person, but I have these friends. And that kicked off my entire journey.
Wow.
I always tell people, like, you never know what opportunities are going to come your way and at what time. So I think ever since then, I've been recording music, making music, and jumping into this music curatorial position. I feel like it's a natural transition, but so much happened in between that time. Like it was, I don't know, it's wild to think about going from being a musician to, like, I worked in social media for a long time and then getting this job at Cusick. It's been a wild ride.
Tell us a few stories from your journey.
A few stories from my journey. I feel like a lot of it is not being afraid to fail. So many times I wasn't quite sure what I was doing, and then was working.
No one is. No one's
knows.
sure what they're doing. Everyone's faking it.
So I was just working out, can I send this email to this person, and not being afraid to hear the word just no and then just continue to try.
Yeah.
But I think moving into this curator space was me going, I really want to be in this industry for the rest of my life, and I want to be in the business side of things, and not just on the artist side. I have that experience now to now use that and push for other artists to get opportunities, which is, it's really what I'm passionate about. As you would know, I talk about it all the time.
Yes, yes.
Australian music, I feel like it's something that I just yap on about constantly.
Yeah, it's good to be in a job that you're actually passionate about, you know.
Oh.
It's very...
You get me going, and I'll talk about music for hours on end, and I'm so passionate about giving people the opportunities that I know how hard they are to get, so making that road just a little bit easier. It's my life goal.
It's paying it forward, really. Tell us a bit more about the shift into music curation.
Yeah, I think for me it took a lot of exploration as to what I wanted to do. How could I combine the marketing, social media, branding background that I had with the love of music? And it's really fascinating because I think that music curation is all of those things.
Yeah.
When you're talking to a brand, the first thing you talk to them about is their brand guidelines and what their voice, like the tone of voice is, and how they want to be perceived across the stores in an audio format. And our job is to take those words and those conversations and then align that to music, which I think is such a cool job. And obviously there's not many of them out there. And I get to talk about music all day. And it's so exciting because often when you go into a meeting with a brand, this is the meeting that they have been looking forward to. They're like, I get to talk about music. And it's something that just connects people. It brings people together, and it's just a joy to talk about.
So what's your day-to-day look like, Nikki?
Oh, my day-to-day is so different all the time. I work a lot in like the music partnership space as well. So whether my day consists of curating playlists or working with the brands that we have to find opportunities, it's always so different. I feel like you just have to be ready to pivot.
Yeah. So being a musician, how do you think that helps you in your role now?
I think there's the core basis. So there's the core understanding of what music is.
Yeah.
And, you know, music theory and all that stuff they force you to learn. You're like, oh, okay, have to go to music theory class. So there's the general understanding of all of that stuff and how genres work and what genres have like evolved from other genres. Yeah. Because often most of our current trends and genres are derivative of things that have happened in the past.
Yeah.
So understanding that history helps you create playlists because you can recognize that something from the 60s or the 70s is going to match to something that's just come out based on instrumentation, inspiration, all of those sorts of things that come together when building a playlist, which makes them interesting, makes people listen to the music and go, oh, that's a song I haven't heard in a while.
Yeah.
Which is honestly one of my favorite comments when someone goes, oh, I haven't heard that song in ages.
Yeah.
Because it's not just about all the new music, it's also bringing the music that people love from their lifetime back into the realm of existence of their world.
Yeah.
So they remember things. I feel like I'm sure you're the same. Everyone has those songs that have moments or parts of their life that they can relate to them.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
You're like, oh, I remember when that song came out, I was going through a breakup. Or I remember when, like for me, I remember that the first CD I ever bought, which shows my age, was the Veronicas.
Oh my God, the Veronicas.
Was the album that had Hook Me Up on it.
Oh, yeah.
Untouched.
Yeah.
That was the first CD I ever got.
Oh, bless.
And
mine was Britney Spears.
Oh,
I think it was Baby One More Time or Oops, I Did It Again.
both classics.
Yeah.
And I just treasured that so much. I would play it on repeat at the time I was sharing a room with my sister.
Yeah.
And I had to listen to it to go to sleep.
Oh, wow.
And she was like, if you play this thing one more time, I'm throwing it out the window. I'm like, oh. And at that age, I'm like, I didn't even know what Untouched was about.
Yeah.
10 years old, I'm like, I feel so untouched.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious. But I think that it's those key moments that are so important in music curation. And it's less about personal taste and more about how can these contribute to the brand experience across the stores. And then, yeah, of course, having my own knowledge and my investment in the music industry and bringing that to the forefront as well.
You talk a bit about retail experiences. Tell us more about your methodology behind everything.
My methodology.
Your methodology.
Oh my goodness. Method to my madness.
Yeah, the method to your madness.
I think that music obviously can play as we were saying before, such a major part in people's experiences in store. I guess the first thing you want is cohesion across your brand, right? You want people to walk into the store just like the visuals and the design of the store and the layout to look the same. You want the audio to sound like your brand. You don't want some song that has no correlation to your like makeup brand playing in store and then someone walks in and goes, oh, what's that? Which it's so important, but then also the right music at the right time of day, because there's studies to prove that music can influence how people shop and their behaviors and if they stay in store longer.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if they make rapid fire purchases or if the staff are motivated.
Yeah.
I think like at Cusick, we've done tests where it's actually shown that actually adding music to a part of the store, whether that be like back of house in a restaurant, improves staff productivity, gets orders out quicker.
Yeah. Happy staff.
Yeah.
Happy brand.
So there's so much evidence behind the idea of how important music is, but it can often be an afterthought.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it doesn't have a physical deadline or, you know, they don't have to get something built or they don't have to, I guess they do have to install speakers, but they don't have to install the music as per se. So it's left towards the end, but it's such a crucial part of someone's or a brand's identity because it's emulating how they speak as a brand across their social media, across their brand platforms. You'd want that all to be cohesive, which I think where my branding and identity background comes in. And often when I'm speaking to these brands, I'm like, this is so important. This makes so much sense.
Yeah.
You need to align with these artists and you should be doing this thing because it would just strengthen the whole experience.
It's one of those things that's so funny, us being in this position, how much of an afterthought it really is and then for us, it's like, well, it's a no-brainer. It's so important.
Absolutely. And as a consumer, before I was in this space, did I think about the music? Probably not, but that's a sign of good curation, right?
Yeah.
Is that you're not thinking about it. You're just shopping in store and it's probably influeing you.
Yeah, but you definitely notice when the music isn't on.
Oh, yeah. Or it's not good.
Yeah. Gives me the shivers.
Yeah, it's so important and something that I didn't think about until I was in the space is the importance of it, but also the impact it can have for other brands, using music to influence campaigns, collaborating with artists on projects, because they have fan base and they have loyalty there. And that's what brands want, right? It's loyalty.
So obviously Cusick is an in-store audio platform, but why are we here today, Nikki? Tell us more about this podcast and
absolutely
what it's all about.
Well, Queued Up is going to be a space to pull back the curtain on the music industry. Obviously, us at Cusick and the music team work in such an intersection of music and brands and understanding how that all works together. So I'm really excited to have guests on, to have people from the industry who have worked in distribution, label life, artists themselves, just to talk about music and talk about their experiences, where they've come from, how they've got to where they've gotten to. I think it'll be really fascinating. I'm excited about some of the guests that we have lined up. I think they'll have very unique opinions and experiences, whether it be, you know, women in the music industry. And I think that's something that we can relate to as like women in tech and understanding how you navigate and dominate fields where there might be predetermined disadvantage. So I'm really keen to unpack that. And then obviously we're going to have a bit of a chat about music from the year, different trends, understanding how music can be used on different platforms, social platforms.
Yep.
So, you know, taking a step back from in-store audio, but looking at the music industry as a whole and understanding how we can impact that in the decisions that we're making and how that can change trends.
We're more than just a music platform or background music.
We're doing a lot of things.
Yes, we're doing lots of things. Well, thanks for chatting with me, Nikki. It's been really fun.
Anytime. I feel like we'll obviously be doing this a lot more.
Yes.
But it's been super exciting and I can't wait to see what this becomes and the people that we get on. And I guess if people like this episode, they can follow us on Spotify, Queued Up.
Yes. Instagram.
LinkedIn. Yeah. All of the main social
channels.
Platforms. And we'll have everything in the show notes down below if people want to follow us.
Yes.
But yeah, stay tuned for the next episode. It's going to be a super exciting one. Hey everyone, we're starting a new podcast called Queued Up where we pull back the curtain on everything in the music industry. So if you have a cool story or experience that you'd like to share, we'd love to hear from you. So send us a DM, reach out, and we can chat about getting you on.